The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions of WBGR Network.
Hello. It's Thursday. I'm so excited. I always get excited about Thursdays. Mainly because I get to be here with you guys and to have different people come to the platform and share different things. Today I'm really excited because we get to talk about fitness. If you're just like me, I've been setting resolutions. Some of us call it resolutions. Some of us don't call it resolutions. But we do commit in our hearts to do something new or something different for the new year. If you're like me, I did make some fitness goals for myself this year, and prayerfully I will not only attempt to do them, but accomplish them. And so today I'm excited about today's show because we have a fitness expert, in my opinion, certified personal trainer, Mr. Jamaal Piper of Piper Fitness, came by today to share some tips with us, share some things that he thinks that we should do to have better fitness, and just to help us get 2020 jump started. You know, I've got friends who are like, I'm going to eat better. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to detox. You know, it's all these things that are out there. Different people have different commercials on right now. January is like the unofficial month where everybody talks about fitness and getting things in order. So I just felt it was appropriate for me to do a show on fitness because it's one of those things that I struggle with all the time. It seems like I do well, and then one cookout, one barbecue, one drive down South Carolina to some event going on, and I come back and it's like, So if you're like me, which I know a lot of you are, I am glad that Jamaal is here today so that he can share some things with us and tell me what I need to do when I come back from South Carolina after that big old cookout or big old 4th of July extravaganza that we typically have. Anyway, I don't want to belabor the time, so I want to pray and get started because I have a lot of questions for Jamaal. Please, guys, if you have any questions, you can post some questions. You can call in today at 301-429-WBGR. I will be looking out for your post in the case you have a question for Jamaal. He's only going to be here for a little while. He can answer the difficult questions, I think, and even your easy questions. And so we're going to just get started and move forward. Father God, we come before you right now in the name of Jesus. And we just want to thank you for this day. And we want to thank you for Jamaal availing himself to come here and talk to us about fitness and better health care and better self-care and better love on ourselves. And so, God, we just thank you. Holy Spirit, have your way. In Jesus' name we pray and give thanks. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for having
Y'all
me.
pray for Jamaal. He's dealing with his allergies today. And so we just pray that everybody who's dealing with that, you know, we just pray that you get better. You know, I don't deal with that, so I always have sympathy for people who do, and they have headaches and things of that nature. So y'all send some love and prayers this way. So, sir, thank you for coming. Thank you. I've known Jamaal for a long time, so to me, he's always been fit. He's always looked good. He's always been fit. And I'm grateful for that he's coming down today. So you got like an expert here, y'all. And so I appreciate that. So Jamaal, my first question to you is tell us a little bit about yourself and why you got into fitness.
Well, I have my own company, Piper Fitness. As Pam mentioned in the opener, I'm a personal trainer. I do house calls. I meet people at a place that's convenient for both of us. Recently just launched online coaching.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, to help people, you know, maybe they can't get to a trainer, or maybe it's a little more affordable for them.
Right.
But make sure it's personalized for them. It's not a cookie cutter. So we communicate, design something for them. We keep in touch, make adjustments, and so forth. So is that a new thing that a lot of trainers are doing? Is it convenient? Why online training? Why online? Well, I think it's fitness is kind of in this digital age is evolving like everything else.
Okay.
And what's happening now is in a lot of mediums you oversaturated with free content.
What do you mean by that?
Like you can go on Instagram and see a workout.
Oh yeah, YouTube.
You could go. A tip on go on YouTube and figure out how to fix a toilet.
Right.
It's free content everywhere, but sometimes how do I put that free content in its proper context?
Right, because you do get misinformation.
Right.
I mean, I think that's with every profession. I'm in the hair care business, and so there's a plethora. I talk to my other colleagues out there. There's a plethora of information regarding hair, YouTube clips on hair, different hairstyles, and so it can hurt the business. I'm just put it out there. It can hurt the business, but also too, you can be misinformed.
Yeah. So it's growing.
Okay.
I've seen it, and I figured something I need to get myself into to better serve people. To say, this.
Are you getting a lot of people from who like that?
It's only been less than 2 months, but yes, definitely started getting inquiries and people signing up.
Okay. So what happens with your online training? How is that different from coming to the gym?
Well, at least my process works, and most trainers use a similar process. You fill out a questionnaire, get background information on the person, their health background, their goals.
What if they're lying?
They waste their money and time.
Do you find that people do that though?
I haven't run into that.
Okay, good. That's good.
Because I think they figured I'm investing in myself. I need to be real about what my situation is and how they can help me. So I don't think I've run into that so far. But it's basically like you gather the information and then, talk about any injuries or how have you worked in a structured environment before? How did that go? What worked well for you? And then put together some exercises and routines, and then as we go week to week, month to month, always tweaking. Right. Because it's a progression. Right. So they stay with it. They will graduate from certain things and need to advance.
That's wonderful. That's really good because I know with me, I've had personal trainers in the past, and I get bored after a while. Do you switch up the routine sometimes?
Well, my clients, we never do the same exact thing. You see me 2 days a week, it will not be the same. Okay. Now, some of the foundational exercises will be the same. Okay.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we still need to stick to the basics.
Like what?
Like push-ups.
Okay.
Like pushes, pulls, squats, for example. I mean, there's a few examples of foundational exercises.
Okay, I never knew they were called that.
Yeah, it's like you don't need to get too cute. It's you could get advanced and make things more challenging, but those foundational movements should always be in place. Okay. 'Cause you think about it from this perspective. You sit in the chair, that's a squat. You're sitting down. Okay. That's a basic.
So I can squat right now?
Not in the chair, but like sitting, like literally, like you can down to sit in the chair.
Okay.
Yeah. You stand up to go down in the chair.
Okay.
You're squatting. You pull a door. That's a pulling motion.
Okay. So you reprogram us.
Yeah, because these are functional things you do every day.
Right. But you don't think of them in those terms.
In terms of this is an exercise, you think, oh, this is an exercise because, as a trainer, any fitness professional designing a program, you need to look at the person's needs. Right. And a lot of people, all of us have a weak point. Right. Your core may be weak, your legs, your back. Right.
So you take those in consideration.
Because the time that they're with me, I need to spend more time on the areas that they're lacking. Right. What their weaknesses are. Right. That's the thing they need to do with me. So, an example is a lot of, especially new clients who haven't had a background in training, their shoulders and their backs are weak.
Let me ask you a question before you finish that. Do you find that age plays a role? I mean, do you structure? I know you're not going to structure something for a 20-year-old like you would a 50-year-old, but do you meet a lot of younger people with the back injuries or back is hurting, knees are hurting, things of that nature, especially if they're not athletes?
Yeah, I mean, usually the older the person is, it could be arthritis. Okay. Old lingering injuries. Right. Never really exercised before.
Wow. Do you meet a lot of those?
I've had the whole gamut.
Really? What happens with those people?
It's you want to say starting from scratch. You're starting from scratch.
Is it harder for them?
it can be harder, but it's like you gotta meet them where they are.
Okay.
You know, so it's just you do some basic exercises initially. Like, okay, try to do a squat for me. See how that goes.
Do that.
So you see how far they can go down. Do a push-up or assisted push-up or wall push-up.
Jamaal, they're new. You asking them to do a push-up?
You need to see.
Their push-up is pushing up out the chair, maybe.
So it may be the only way to find out is to try.
Wow. And so have you gotten a client like that and taken them from to boom?
Yeah, I've had stroke. Like I had a person years ago that had a stroke.
Right.
On one side of their body.
Right.
So it affected their range of motion.
Wow.
So they could barely.
So that's almost like new.
Yeah, they were here, and by the time, a couple
praise
months,
God.
we were, over breast cancer survivors again.
Right.
That side of their body that they had the surgery.
Right.
Affected that whole side of their body.
Wow.
Same thing. Can only get their hand up so far. I just kept going and kept going and kept attacking it. And they made it, made great improvements.
One of the things I did see that you do is you work with people who have special needs. So what kind of program do you structure for them? And is the program close to what you would structure for someone who's not disabled?
Yeah, the experience I've had working with special needs is they're at different points physically.
Oh.
Some, the high functioning. No.
What's high functioning?
Well, they would have to tell you they were special needs. Like somebody had to.
Oh, you didn't. You can't tell.
Yeah,
okay.
You can't tell.
Okay.
From personal interaction, from physical. So it's the mental and physical. Special needs I've dealt with. So some of them, like I said, they highly functional, have a job, but do need some assistance in certain ways. And I train them like I would train anybody else.
So does a county come and get you, or they just somebody word of mouth? It's just referral.
When I did that, it was through the Parks and Recreation.
Nice.
They had a program, and then I worked with some of the school systems.
Wonderful. Yeah. That is so good. That says a lot about you and your character.
Well, thank you.
That people would, to me, that people don't want to trust just anybody to that set of people. They would want to know that you're compassionate and that you have a heart to help people like that and that you don't get upset easily. I know that some of the people and friends and stuff that I have, they sometimes prefer a female over a male, or they may just say, men are going to give me the muscle. Do you hear that a lot from women?
It's a preference.
Okay.
I think I've heard the whole gamut.
Okay.
Some people are gender specific.
Right.
Who they're like, this is the only thing I'm considering.
Mm-hmm.
Others are like, I got a referral. I saw you work with so and so. They're happy. They're pleased. And
let's do this.
They're like they don't really. They just want the result, and they don't care who helps them.
That's true.
So I stay open minded. If that person's open minded, so be it. So like I said, I think it's all over the place with that. I think it's a matter of just a personal preference and maybe past experiences, good, bad, and different that they've had, what may dictate what their comfort level is.
Right.
It may be gender, it may be age,
right.
It may be style, personality.
Right. I do think that as time has evolved, people have changed about who they can work with. And get the results that they want. I want to know something about protein shakes, because you got people who do a lot of the protein shakes, and then you got those out there who are like, don't do the protein shakes. Tell us about the protein shakes. What are the pros and the cons of the protein shakes?
Well, key word with protein is a supplement.
It's a supplement.
It's to complement your diet. It's not meant to be your diet.
Say that again. Say that again. Say that again.
Something complement, not be. It's like a side. It's not to be like I'm drinking 4 protein shakes a day.
I know people who do that.
Yeah, it's not. It's the feel.
What's the danger in that?
It's well, they do now. Protein shakes and all these types of shakes are so broad. You have whey, you have soy, you have vegan, and that's why it's important to, read labels.
Right.
Read the labels, because all the ingredients are not the same.
Yeah, because I remember at one point I was like, I want to do a protein shake. And the guy at the gym was like, don't do this one because you don't want to do this one at night.
Yeah, you have casein, which is slow digesting, which is when you're resting, like before you go to bed. It's recommended in between meals, so it's meant for more when you're at an idle state. Then you have to.
So is that the one I should do at night?
That's the ones he probably was recommending you do it evening. Is the casein protein, and then like the most popular, the whey protein.
Yeah.
You know, which is, it has dairy in it because whey comes, from a cow.
Right.
So you have to be mindful. All you lactose intolerant.
Because can't you gain weight with some of these protein shakes?
Again, the labels.
Okay.
Because all protein shakes are not the same. So, for example, most of them, if you read a label on a protein shake, it's about 24, 25 grams of protein, 120, 25 calories. But then you can find a protein that's 200 calories. And it's the same looking bottle, it's powder, it's all of those things, but it's important to read the ingredients.
Yeah.
So that's...
Because you don't want to bulk up with those. And
No.
they can bulk you up, right?
If, in addition to what you're eating.
Right. Oh.
That's why you take all the food and the supplement into account. Like, so what are my macros? What's my total intake of protein, fat, carbs, fruits, vegetables? And you have to take the shake into account.
So do you introduce the shake into a program, or when do you do that? If you do it at all?
I'll do it, but I have to talk to the person about, are they ready to take on a shake responsibly?
What? What do you mean by that?
Because if it's like, I'm just gonna drink shakes, and you kind
I
of
meet
get that
people
response.
like that.
It's like, okay,
Yeah.
we need to just focus on the food first. Let's get the food down.
Okay. And then we'll get to the shake.
And then when you drink a shake, this is when you're drinking it, and this is why you're drinking it.
I've never had anybody to say that to me.
Yeah, it's like, so I'll give you an example. Like,
Okay.
Let's say somebody has a typical 9 to 5, right? I'll say, okay, I want you to eat breakfast before you go to work, or as soon as you get to work, okay? All right, bring your lunch. I want you to eat lunch. And
you tell them what to eat?
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
So we say, okay, we'll eat lunch. Okay, now, just say you eat lunch from 8, 9, you eat breakfast, 12 to 1, you eat lunch. Okay, you may not have time to eat another meal until you get home. 5, 6. Sometimes people later than that.
Yeah.
That's a long gap.
So you would suggest that?
So,
then.
okay, bring a shaker bottle. So you got your lunch at work, and you got your protein shake in between lunch and dinner. That's your snack.
Okay.
That's your fourth meal, small meal, is your shake. So you have to talk to the person about what's their schedule. When's the best time to drink it? Because maybe conducive. What do they have access to? Is there a refrigerator, kitchenette at your job?
Right.
Do you,
Do you suggest that they make their own protein shakes?
Yes.
I mean, not get the powder with the water. Like, how can they make their own protein shakes?
Well, you can, whatever type of blender mixer you have, there's so many on the market, you can, whatever one works for you. You have shaker bottles.
Okay.
So make the shake. I do it all the time. Make the shake, pour it in my shaker bottle, take it with me.
Okay.
And so you have it with you.
Okay.
Because, the food piece, like, that's why the meal prep is so important.
Oh my God.
Because you just don't
The
want
meal meal prep is a whole, like, it needs to be 8 days a week. 1 day a week should be for that, because that's like 4, 5, 6 hours. Even though I know it helps you the rest of the week, but the meal prep is a whole nother ball game within itself.
Yeah.
But how important is that?
It's everything.
Why you say that?
Because you can't out-train a bad diet.
Say that again.
You cannot out-train a bad diet.
I've never heard anybody say that. What do you mean?
So,
I love that.
Let's say someone is like, okay, it's the new year, I'm working out, I'm getting right, but still I'm in
Going
the
to
gym,
Wendy's,
doing my classes.
Chick-fil-A.
Right. Like I'm doing this, right?
Right.
You have a grace period and it's short. Cause now you've been sedentary. Now you're active. So some weight will come off. Just because now you're moving.
Okay.
When that grace
drinking more water.
Yeah.
Okay.
When that grace period is over.
What's the grace period?
It varies, but on average, I would say give somebody a couple weeks. Okay. So you go drop some weight.
And you all excited?
Yeah. I'm good.
Pulling out that bathing suit.
So it's like, I've had conversations with people, like they tell me what they're doing, and then all of a sudden, like, I just couldn't
plateau.
Or let's say they were implementing strength training, they was like, oh shoot, I think I may have gained some weight now. Because now you're building muscle
Wow.
That's underneath the fat that you haven't burned because your diet is poor.
It is so much to know. Oh, God. It's just so much to know. So, what happens with this person?
They need to clean their diet up. There's no way around it. It's just no way around. You know, I saw a friend at my homecoming last year. We was talking, and we was talking about fitness, and he was like, just the basics, like, before we get to the minutia of it, like, drink plenty water, get sleep, you know, processed food. It's like this. Some people say, let's master those things.
Why is sleep so important?
You know, the body has to rest, recover.
Okay.
It's just vital.
Okay.
You know, being you know, just for your overall health. You know, it's so many things you can get into. Studies that show about what being sleep deprived does, just from overall health perspective.
Right.
Even before we get into like actually exercise and diet.
Right.
You know, your ability to burn and metabolize comes back to your sleep.
Wow.
You know,
So it's like a whole gamut of everything. You know what I mean? Like, not just I want to eat better, but it's also I need to sleep better. I need to drink more water, less sugary stuff. You know, why do you think people backslide? Why do you think, you know, like I mentioned earlier, how, you know, I can do well and then one cookout down South Carolina and I come back to Maryland, it's like, you know, why do you think that, you know, it's not, I don't want to say so easy to backslide, but hard to get back in your routine? Like people who go on a cruise, they come back and they 4 months later, they still haven't gotten back in the groove. Why do you think that happens?
creatures of habit.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and your palate has been conditioned to like certain foods, and just the consistency and the discipline. And
discipline.
You know, food's an emotional thing for all of us.
Yeah.
You think about it, people, whether you happy or sad, there's an attachment to food.
We love it.
Right. So I had a rough day at work. I'm gonna get some chocolate.
Ice cream.
Yeah. Right. Oh, I'm happy. Let's get a drink.
Cheesecake. No drink. Right.
You know. So whatever your emotion is,
But that's celebratory. That comes with our culture too now.
right.
That
right.
comes with our culture. So how do you go around that? How do you escape that? How do you combat that? Because it's a part of who you are, your makeup, what you've learned. It's my birthday. Let's get cake and food. I got a promotion. Let's get cake and food. It's our anniversary. Let's get cake and food.
Right.
So what do? Not get cake and food?
Moderation. Like,
Moderation.
No one's gonna eat super clean 100% of the time.
Not even you?
No.
You
No.
don't eat clean all the time?
No.
You backslide too?
So,
One cookout, huh?
yeah. So, but you know, if you do it in moderate, get it out your system.
Right.
Don't go crazy.
Right.
You know.
Right. Is that what you tell your clients?
Yeah. I think sometimes.
I
Like,
used to have a trainer. He would not give me a break.
I'm like, keep it. I say moderation in moderation. Like, okay, you want your little cheat, keep the portion small.
Okay.
Whatever that vice is.
Okay.
You know. Oh, you know, and sometimes chocolate is actually not too bad for you. It depends on what kind it is. But
yeah,
like,
dark chocolate, I hear is
yeah,
good.
yeah. So, but let's say like, oh, I love cheesecake, or I love pizza, or this, that, the other. It's like, okay, get you a small portion of that. Get it out
What
your
if the
system.
person says, I want a veggie pizza?
Yeah. So it's like you have to.
How did they come around that?
Yeah, you gotta have perspective. See what the big picture is.
So would you say, okay, they like, well, what if I get 4 pieces of the veggie pizza? I'm trying to help y'all. I'm trying to help me and y'all too. No veggie pizza.
People
It's the
always
same
want-
thing.
They always want to push it. You know.
That would be me.
Always
I
want
always
to
want to push the edge. Like, what if I get a veggie pizza with the red sauce?
small slice. Get it out the way. Be done with it. Get back
And come on back.
on track.
I can respect that. Because I had somebody I was working out with, and he was like, no. And I was like, how do you not allow breaks? How do you not allow a cheat day? And he was like, you've been cheating all your life. I was like, yeah, but still. So do you allow your clients to have a little bit of a cheat day?
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually a proponent of it to a point.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
Just like I said, don't get carried away.
Right. Like your cheat day shouldn't be 6 days a week.
Like I said, it's like that one little thing,
right,
in a small amount.
Yeah. Okay.
Because psychologically, some people just can't go cold turkey and just drop all that stuff.
That's true.
So I remember it was Michael Jordan's trainer when he played for the Bulls was working. Tim Groves is his name. And a couple years ago, I was reading, he was working with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback, Jameis Winston. He's like, okay, he was working when he was 21 years old.
Wow.
He said, I'm not going to tell 21-year-old, basically he's like a kid still, stop eating some of the things a typical 21-year-old may eat.
Like pizza and, yeah.
Right. So here's your window, and this is how much you eat of it. All right, then we getting back.
Right.
You know, so I don't lose him.
Right.
Because I'm so rigid.
Right.
That they can't even focus on what they need to focus on.
I can respect somebody who adjusts to the client.
Yeah, so sometimes it needs to be a progression. You know, like I said, keep that cheat meal, item, drink, whatever it may be, small.
Right.
And like if it's the weekend, okay, Friday night, have your little thing, a little bit of it,
right,
and be done.
I think that's great. I think that is so good because, like you mentioned, psychologically, you are deprogramming your old habits and creating new ones, right? And so it takes, 21 days to change a habit or break a habit or pick up a new habit. And so it takes time to stop something and pick up something else. And when you see results, that's an incentive. That's a booster. But, sorry. But still, for some people, it's hard to stay on track. So what do you tell those people that are having a difficult time and maybe they did well and then they plateaued? What do you say to them?
The game plan doesn't change.
I like that.
It's not like we going to revert and change what I recommended because they're struggling.
And do you adjust the program as the weight comes off?
Yeah, because sometimes you need to increase and decrease foods as the process is going on. So for example, if someone has dropped a lot of weight but yet they're getting stronger, I've had times where they kind of like dragging in the workout because they're scared to eat. So one thing about people when they try to lose weight, they're scared to eat. And you can be at a nutritional deficit, a caloric deficit, which will slow your metabolism down and make it more difficult for you to lose weight.
You're sleepy and stuff.
And will make your workouts not good because you don't have the fuel to get through the workout.
Wow.
So you can't, it's not eat, it's what you eat, how much of it, and when you eat.
So do you recommend the 6 meal kind of thing? Because people are up and down with that as well.
Yeah, you can find, this is my opinion, some stuff, from research and my experiences, that you can defend and justify 3 meals, 4 meals, 6 meals.
Okay.
There's been success doing all of those.
Okay. What about the 1 meal a day?
That's I'm not crazy
snacks.
about because it depends on, like, for example, if it's 3, 4, 6, if your calories, like I said, your macros were the same, if they're splitting 3s, they splitting 4s, they splitting 6s, regardless of the split, at the end of the day, we need to be around a certain number.
Okay, so if they take 1 meal and split it into 4 little meals a day,
right?
That works.
And everything is not for everybody.
That's true.
So depending on, you see all these different trends, whether it's keto or vegan or pescatarian.
How do you feel about those places? I know you're not putting it down. How do you feel about? Because I know people who have done it and they've been very, very successful.
Like I said, everything is not for everybody. I can give you stories, and I've talked to people firsthand. Like, for example, I know of a guy I've known for 20 plus years. 2 guys I know 20 plus years. They both went vegan. Love it, swear by it, feel great. Also know somebody who tried to sit there, I couldn't do that.
Right.
And it wasn't even about like the restrictions.
Right.
My body did not respond well.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like it's not enough time where these things have been popular to study people's habits to really truly be so definitive.
Okay. So there's not no long-term study on it with one person.
And I think it's inconclusive. It's like it's several documentaries that have been out. And like I said, I'm not knocking them on what they're discussing, but it's everybody who was behind the documentary literally has financial vested interest in the thing they're promoting.
Okay.
So
okay.
So
they're going to back it because they get a kickback.
You don't get very few things that give you all sides of, of the argument.
Right.
So like I said, I just talked to somebody now, they was asking me some questions, and they just said, I just had to stop eating meat. I just had to eat fish. Something was going on in my skin, my body wasn't feeling right. I stopped. I feel so much better. Like I said, everything is not for everybody. And some stuff is trial and error. So if you went in a room of people, they different ages, they different sizes, you have different taste buds. Our bodies process certain foods differently.
That's
you think
true.
People have food allergies. So that's no different. So just because it works for somebody don't mean it will work for you.
So it's important to know your own body.
It's to know like this eating this way worked for me.
Okay.
And because somebody else may come along and say, well, no, you need to shift and do this.
Right.
Maybe you don't.
Well, let me ask you a question. When your clients come in and they say, or you make a suggestion and they say, I don't think that works for my body, what is your response to that? Because some people may think I'm the expert, I should know. What do you say to that?
I'll make a recommendation and I just kind of leave it at that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And sometimes I will recommend go see your doctor.
Okay.
Some stuff's out of your pay grades. Your education level is like
you ain't qualified for that.
Yeah, go see a doctor. Maybe get tested for different. Do you have a food allergy or see what your physician recommends in terms of how you eat. This is my opinion, but I will always say go. And I've had clients that they went for their physical. Oh, but the doctor said what you gave me sounds good.
Well, that's good because you want that. That's what you want. You want that second opinion to kind of solidify what you're saying to them. And it's good and comfortable for them, too, to trust you more. Wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so. We are going to take a little commercial break right now. And then when we come back, Piper's going to give us some more tips on things that we should do to help jumpstart our weight loss for 2020. This is the Pamela J Show, and we'll be right back.
Veganistic. It's going to be a veganistic breakfast at Breakfast Mojo, and we're going to give a review at the end of all this. So let's go ahead and see what we have.
Okay, so what we have here is tofu. And so what you do is you get the tofu in a pack, whichever brand you want to get. It's fine. Get firm tofu and then squeeze the water out in the sink. And once you do squeeze all the water out, because tofu really doesn't have a flavor, it's actually soybean. These little they look like little teeny miniature meatballs. They're sausages. These is Gimme Lean. That is the name of it. So I'm putting them in.
It smells great.
And the reason you don't have to put them in is completely up to you. Those of you who
it looks like sausage.
It does look like sausage.
And it looks like eggs.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put some peppers and onions in,
wow,
which I already
prepared.
Already cut up. Red onions, yellow, orange, and red pepper. Now for our green.
Look at that. So what
cilantro.
Is that? Cilantro, folks.
Yes.
Look at the cilantro.
It's fresh cilantro.
Look at the pretty color there.
This right here is garlic and herb. So it's not going to be strong though. Now the minced garlic is strong, but this is not.
Oh, some Italian seasoning.
Yes.
Some rosemary. When it's an Italian medley, it's like a melody. You know what I mean?
This is onion and herb.
Onion and herb.
This is lemon pepper.
Lemon pepper. So that's interesting. That's interesting.
I'm making sure that it is going to have a great flavor. Most of the time when people came down with diabetes or any of those diseases, they were in their 70s and 80s. Now people are in their 20s and they're being diagnosed. So, you definitely want to eat healthier. Right. I'm not telling you to be a vegan. You don't have to. I am. I've been vegan for 32 years. Yes, I usually put the top on because the steam in it, it helps it to cook long. Now, it doesn't take long to cook.
That looks amazing with this
Tofu scramble.
tofu scramble.
Some people say tofu eggs.
It tastes like eggs. I can't say it's not. You can't tell me anything different. I'm gonna give it a breakfast brilliant. Because I almost feel like this is not enough. Like, I need more.
And it's light. It's light, so you can eat more.
It is light. It is light. It's very flavorful. Breakfast Mojo. I'm Comedian Koi. This is Michelle Mangum. And once again, we'll be back with some more. Don't forget to subscribe with some more Breakfast Mojo. So make sure you tune in, huh?
So I'm gonna ask you about water, and then give us some tips. Hello. I was talking to Jamaal about giving us some tips on drinking different kinds of water. And so right now we're back on the show and we're going to let him do that. You know, what kind of waters are out there that are good for us to drink? Distilled water versus your spring water. Flavored water versus no flavored water. What do you suggest we do?
Well, preferably just straight water.
Okay. It can be distilled?
yeah, you know, filtered.
Okay.
You know, it's crazy, is it? That's kind of tough now, because even with the bottled waters now,
right.
now all these concerns are raised, and now the new thing is the alkaline.
Yeah,
waters,
that is. Yeah, I heard that.
The pH in the water, and the higher the level, the better, and then it's tough. Like it's because now it becomes like a cost thing. So like if I get the alkaline water with the higher levels and so forth,
right?
That $3 for 24, those are $7-8.
I heard that if you put lime or squeeze some lime or lemon in, it becomes alkaline. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm not sure. It's just
so
many. I remember one time I was like, I just want to buy some water.
Right.
It's like you get caught reading, and it's good information, but it's almost like is it a scare tactic? It's just legitimate. Now, I mean, like, which bottled water company is the best one to purchase from?
Because some of them just coming from the tap water and filtered water machine. You know.
Now I think it's safe to say if you drink, let's say you're at a restaurant, you know it. Oh, this is tap water.
Just tap water.
You can taste the difference between tap water and bottled water. Okay, where they get their bottled
Is it bad though?
Well, it's like it also depends, because one thing about the tap water is like less processes it's going through to clean it up before it gets into your body.
What old school people say? I drank tap water and I'm fine.
Well, this is not the same environment.
What my grandma was saying.
It's not the same environment they grew up
I'm
with.
fine.
It's like
I drank tap water all my life.
Your water was cleaner.
It was. Everything was better.
Yeah.
You know, everything was better. And so there are new stuff out there about the bottled water and the plastic and how some of the particles are coming into our body. But, I mean, how did they find that? Are people dying because of that? Or
what
studies are out there?
Well, one thing that is very valid to be mindful of, and particularly when it gets warm, is people buy water and leave it in their car.
That's true. I'm guilty.
I've done that.
I'm guilty.
And then you drink the water, you can taste the difference. Like, okay, the plastic is starting to melt into the water because of the heat. So let's say you have it in your trunk, and it's an 85, 90 degree humid day.
Wow, yeah.
And that water is hot.
Right.
And so I tasted it, I was like, oh shoot, this sat too long.
Right. So is it best to just throw that away, or is it?
Yeah, don't
drink it at all. Okay.
Drink it at all.
I don't know if I've ever done that too much.
So now you know it's a new thing. It's like, okay, let's minimize the bottles. So like it's the filters on refrigerators, on counters, and pitchers kind of in the bottles. And now they're more health conscious. Or with like if you take a to-go thing of what that bottle was made of, so that's not getting into your water.
Right.
So it's good that, you know, in terms of being environmentally conscious, things to be mindful of. But it can be overwhelming. And it's, you know, to say clear cut, this is, you know, basically need to drink water. You want to drink clean as water as possible. And like I said, you can taste the difference.
Do you suggest to your people, drink a gallon a day or such and such a day? Why a gallon?
What's wrong?
That's a lot of water.
Yeah,
That's so overwhelming.
Again, like one, drink a lot of being hydrated burns a lot of fat. Helps burn fat.
Being hydrated.
Being hydrated.
Okay.
Okay, and secondly, it may, like I said, starting off again progression. As I was saying earlier.
That's overwhelming at first to drink that much water, Jamaal.
Let's go with like half a gallon.
Okay.
Can you do that for 2 days?
2 days?
Yeah, no.
So you give people...
No, let's say drink a half a gallon. How'd that go?
Okay. Oh, okay.
Now
it may take me a month or two to get to the gallon.
So a couple of days, like, okay, let's increase a little bit more. How do you chop up that gallon throughout the day? What's going to work best for you? Like, those typical little bottled waters you buy, 8 of those are a gallon.
Oh, okay. It's a trick.
Yeah.
Trick.
So,
okay.
do you purchase a half a gallon jug and say, okay, I go through 2 of these jugs a day. So
I know that a lot of times now they have the gallons on Amazon or other places, and they got a little marks on them like you did it. Oh, you did it as the end, but at the beginning it'll say, good job, you're doing it, smiley face here, smile. I normally get to half. I never get to the you did it. I think maybe one day I got to the end, but that was the day that I cut up some strawberries and pineapples, and I think maybe a cucumber, and then I put it in the refrigerator overnight to let it fuse. And then the next day I got to the end, and that was like the best water ever. Because I don't like there are a lot of people out there who I don't like drinking water. And I know a friend of mine, he suggested that you put a Kool-Aid packet, no sugar, or a lemonade packet or Crystal Light into the water. I mean, like you said, there's so many different things out there, so many techniques. Everybody is different. But I do remember that day that I cut up some strawberries. Well, I didn't cut it up. I bought the frozen pack. And I put it in there, and I had frozen pineapples, frozen strawberries, and I think maybe, if not cucumbers, blueberries. And I did it that night, and I let it sit until the next morning. Oh, my God. It was so good. That helped me drink a lot of water that day.
See, that worked for you.
That worked for me. That works for me. I'm going to start doing that this weekend. That worked for me. As a matter of fact, what I did do, too, was in my prepping, I poured some of the water out of the gallon, put the fruit in, and I think I got it to here because I was freezing it. And I know once it started freezing, it was going to swell. And then I was able to take it out the night before and let it start, thawing out. But that helped me get it down. I mean, that worked for me. Good. Because I didn't want to just drink regular water, But there are a lot of people who do the parsley, they do the ginger, they do the lemon, they do the cucumber. What flavored water, if somebody wanted to make flavored water, what do you suggest?
Preference.
Okay.
Like you said, that combination worked for you.
It did. I loved it.
Using natural fruits, vegetables. So
it was almost like a fruit.
Yeah.
Almost without the sugar. But it just looked so good, and it was delicious. I don't even know why I stopped. Backsliding. Backslider. So I want you to give us some tips on how do we get started. What do we do? Because there are people out there who say you should drink water first thing in the morning. Do you believe that? Is that a good tip or what?
Yeah. You get up, instead of drinking coffee, drink water. They
say like the first 30 minutes.
Yes, I try to when I get up.
Really? Yeah. What does that do?
Just get yourself hydrated to start your day.
Wow. It wakes you up all the way?
It helps.
Okay.
I can feel the difference. I can feel the difference when I don't.
What do you mean?
Just like, I feel a little dehydrated, my mouth's a little dry.
Right.
I was like, I need some
water.
Because I guess like you're getting up, moving, just want to eat something, and
right.
don't forget just to drink. You need to drink water as well.
Right.
But in terms of,
I started doing that, but it seems like my mouth is still dry. So does that mean I'm dehydrated?
Maybe a little bit.
Maybe a lot of it. I could be. I mean, I know how to laugh at myself, so it's okay with me. But yeah, so drinking water first thing in the morning is good. And what else is good? Once you get up, what do?
Need to eat.
Immediately?
I'll say immediately within the first hour or so when you get up, eat breakfast. That's
difficult for a lot of people.
They need to figure it out. See,
what about a protein bar?
food.
What about a protein bar?
A shake is better than a bar.
Why?
Less sugar.
Whoa.
Bar is still processed. Still processed
Wow.
food.
So the little bars at the grocery store right by the counter next to the M&Ms, leave those alone.
Yeah, especially so when you're trying to get started and create good habits.
Right.
That's nice. And I don't know if you noticed, you see less advertising for protein bars.
I do. They were doing a lot. I'm not going to mention the company's name, but they were advertising a lot like in the last 2 years ago. But I haven't seen a lot for that brand as much as I used to when it first came out. Yeah. And why is that?
Because they've got the knock on the sugar content.
Yeah.
See that this is the way in which, you know, like social media has attacked certain things and put out information is accurate information and concerning information, and people have adjusted and shifted. So when you have like chain grocery stores now have organic sections.
I saw that.
Yeah, like we will call them out because they're going out of business. Like Shoppers Food warehouses are closing in this DC area, and partly because they did not
jump on the bandwagon.
They didn't jump on the bandwagon and to make the adjustment.
Well, you know what? I want to say this. I saw the other day. I was at the grocery store. I won't mention. And this gentleman came down the aisle. I was in the vegetable aisle. Canned vegetable aisle. And he picked up organic peas. And I was thinking, organics in the can?
Yeah, because it's still...
What about the sodium content?
The salt, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, again, it's like understanding, like, what's organic, what's healthy, what's
that
not
just
healthy.
Doesn't make sense to me that organic should be in a can. That's like an oxymoron to me. It's like organic should not be in a can because it's not organic.
Well, it's like a bag that says only 100 calories, and then you read the label on the bag, and it's loaded with sugar.
Right.
Or fat free, but it's high in sodium.
That fat free word is a tricker. I'm telling you, you can get your salad dressings that say that, and you're like, and I'm telling you, it's a trick with the mind because you're thinking fat free. Kunk. I can put as much as I want because it's fat free. Such a misnomer, in my opinion. Right. Yeah, but I was like, organics in the can, that just shouldn't be right.
Yeah, the biggest thing is people have to eliminate the excuses of why they can't do it. Right. I don't have time.
Right.
I don't feel like.
Right.
I don't want that. And so is it more important about what you used to doing or what you feel like doing or what do you need to do?
Yeah. And your health.
Yeah, so it's like if these are the things you need to do, there's too many ways out here.
Right.
You can go to grocery stores, they have to cook the food
for you.
Pre-cooked.
Yeah.
Do you have meal prep services?
You do.
You have frozen vegetables in a bag. You go in the microwave in the steam. Like it's like the number one option, but it beats in a can. You know, it's sitting in sodium and a preservative.
That's what I'm saying. I was like,
and this is nothing on it. It's frozen. Cook it. You know, like you can make them. In my suggestion, especially if you meal prep yourself, cook in bulk. You know, don't just cook for one day, cook for the week. So you put salmon in the oven, put 4 or 5 pieces of salmon in the oven.
Oh, one long salmon.
Yeah, one long, cut it up, and, you know, buy meal prep containers. You know, I think especially when I work with clients to try to explain to them, this is the process, how you can do this. You told me every way which you can't do it, or why you don't want to do it, what you feel like doing. This is how this can be done.
I will say that I ordered like the meal prep containers from Groupon last year, and they're still in the plastic in the box. Forgive me. I didn't meal prep, but I do have the 20 containers. And what I like about what you're sharing is, for a lot of people, it's hard to just get started, you know, because we think, 1, I want this change, but 2, it can be overwhelming. Just the water alone was overwhelming. You know, plastic, no plastic. Alkaline, non-alkaline. So for health, nuts, you know, I'm using the word loosely. You guys already have this down pat. But for you newbies, it's like, where do I go first? What do I do? What's healthy? What's not? What's this? Because when you're eating a hamburger you don't get a whole lot of advice about, oh, is that real from the cow or is it from the calf? Or is it from... But say you want to get healthy, everybody got something to say.
Right.
And there's so many people in your ear. You're reading the labels, and then you got somebody on your left side, somebody on your right side. You shouldn't have that, or you can have that. And so it just becomes too much.
Yeah, and like I said, I run into that with clients, and like I said, that's the good and bad with all the information age that we're in.
Absolutely. It's too much.
It's too much. So, my recommendation is, if nothing else, get a consultation from a trainer.
Okay.
Like, pay them to sit down, talk to you about your issues, your goals, be honest. So if at least maybe you can't afford to work with them,
right,
then at least you kind of get some baseline knowledge of, okay, this is the direction I need to go.
And tell us again your information, because you do offer for the people that, January is a rough month for businesses. People are coming off Christmas, and so they don't have the money. And so I'm glad, if you just joined in the show, Jamaal mentioned earlier that he has an online service, that's cheaper than coming to see him at the gym. So tell us a little bit, as we get ready to wrap up, about your business. Tell us who you go to, that you come to people, and all of that. And I want to make sure your stuff gets out there too.
Well, thank you. Yes, I'm based in Silver Spring, Maryland. I'm a private trainer. It's just my business. Is me. I travel within a reasonable distance to clients, and when we can work out a location that is conducive for both of us. So I do one-on-ones. I do small groups. I've done businesses. I come to the business and do consultations.
You do expos, like the News for Expo?
Yeah, I've done those kind of things, workshops for companies and so forth. And then again, back on an individual basis, if you can't do the in-person, distance, time, money, whatever the case may be, or you just prefer the virtual, I do the online coaching where you talk directly to me, and I design
I think that is so
a program for you. Like I said, it's not a cookie cutter thing where it's a copy and paste and say, just go do this.
Are you going to do like that new thing, Paleonton, I think it's called, where, the people are on the bike and why don't you start something like that? Why don't you do like a workout routine for somebody, and they can, pay you $19.95 a month? $19.95 a month. You show up on their screen, because a lot of people have gyms in their houses, and they don't always use them, but they have them there, and maybe you should and give me a little 3% for that idea. Well, it's for that idea.
Again, this is how technology can help. People Skype, FaceTime,
all of that.
And I know another trainer. She was sharing on her Instagram. She was like, "Oh, this is my FaceTime client," and
getting it in.
She had her dumbbells and stuff in her house, and she was talking her through and showing her what to do. I mean, it's just two sides to, like I said, the information age. One, you oversaturated information you need to sift through to find out exactly what's for me. The good thing about it is that once you find out what is right, that it's accessible. Yeah, because like I said, it's online coaching. It's recipes. So like, if I make a recommendation like, okay, eat this food, and you's like, okay, I'm getting bored with this, that, and the other. I'm like, okay, I can make a recommendation of a recipe. Oh, hey, go to a website and look at maybe a different way to cook the same foods. It's still healthy. Again, on your phone, you can find all that information, but most people need direction of where to go, so they know what they're looking for. It's not just information overload. Because I've had clients and they say, we just followed this thing we saw on Instagram, and they and then they started working with me, and they was like, oh, we see the difference now because it's structured for us. And it's not just
what's out there is structured to make money.
It's like, look at me do this, boom, you do that, and you go. It's like it may not work that way. So so those those are the type of things I offer. Like I said, online coaching I started a couple months ago, and I think that's definitely an option for people. And so they have a line of communication. They have somebody to
Well, give us your website and your phone number so that people can know if they're interested in this online coaching and setting up a consultation with you. What's your information?
PiperFitness.com.
Spell Piper.
PIPER. Fitness.com, and you can go on the website. You can send me an email. You can inquire about the online coaching, consultations in person, your company, small group, what have you. 202-409-8674 is my phone number.
Nice.
And my Instagram is my name, Jamaal Piper, JAMAAL Piper. Try to make it easy to find my names. So
Right.
so
I call him Piper.
and most people do this too. So.
Piper. Well, I have really appreciated all of the information that you've given us. One of the things that I was thinking to myself as you were talking was that it's bizarre how back in the day, food was just looked upon differently. You know, we used to plan our food. Mom would cook our food, or grandma would cook our food. Somebody was there to cook that food almost every day. And then now, fast forward years later, you know, it's no one there to cook it but us. And then now we're bogged down with not bogged down in a bad way, but we have family, we have career, we have spouses, and we have kids who are involved in so many things. And so it becomes more cumbersome to prepare a meal. You know, you may get 2 good meals a week, if that. And so it is easy to go to the drive-thru. It is easy. And so do you speak to a lot of school kids or schools, or do schools reach out to you to talk to children about nutrition? Because the bad habits kind of form earlier now than they used to form years ago.
Yeah, I've worked with middle school students for a few years, and it starts at home.
Yeah.
And the challenge with them is to and now once they have knowledge, to go home, because the parent is the decision maker. They're buying the groceries.
Absolutely.
They're saying this is what you're eating tonight.
Right.
And so they have to be the ones to introduce things to their family. Like, okay, let's try this.
You mean the kid introduced to the parents?
The parent.
Do they listen?
Some of them have. They say, hey, we made this and they liked it. They liked it. Or I asked for this. So those instances, like, I think once especially young people find out, like, I can eat healthy and this tastes good. So that's the thing. I remember one time making a smoothie, and it was a green smoothie, and they was like, oh my gosh. Oh, no, I don't want that. So I found one volunteer. I said, who just wants to try it?
Right.
And they was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
So they was like, really? And then I ran out.
Yeah.
So it's just breaking out. You know, people are conditioned, young or old. That's like you can eat healthy and it's taste and it has flavor.
It's gotten better. Even the vegan meals. I was watching Tabitha Brown the other night, and I won't even try to remember. Some fruit in a can. It's a fruit, but it chops up like meat. And I'll probably remember late tonight. But she's very good at vegan meals and introducing vegan meals online. And so I think vegan has evolved in the last couple of years. Foods have evolved, and even more organic foods, despite the one in the can. I'm just against that, but that's just a personal thing. But you know, to me, it's gotten better, and it's on its way to getting even more better. You know, even the water situation, because isn't the key drink water? Period.
Yes. The basics: sleep, like I said, water. Eat foods close to their natural source as possible. That kind of really dumbs it down.
Right.
Like the further you remove a food from its natural source, the unhealthier that is getting.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So you have vegetables, and you pour in a bunch of butter and cheese. You remove the natural. You're getting further away.
Oh, that's what you mean by that.
Yeah. Like it's like food, you're supposed to cook it, eat it. You know, so yeah, you go season it and put some flavor. But when you start, the more you keep adding to it, you're taking away the nutrients. You're feeding the nutrients.
No.
So it's like, oh, I had chicken, but it was fried chicken. So it was, you know, I got that chicken sandwich, but I had chicken. No.
Jamaal, thank you so much for coming by to help us get ourselves together health-wise for 2020. I hope that you were able to glean some stuff today. Check your labels. That's what I took from that. Check your water. Don't leave your water in the car in the summertime. Don't eat the fried chicken. He gave us so much information. And I just pray that you guys take the information, apply it to your life. And so by the end of the year, everybody can be looking fit and clean and lean. And on their way to a better, healthier life. Thank you guys for watching. This has been the Pamela J Show. Be sure to share the show, like the show. Thank you guys, everybody in the room back there at the WBGR network. We always appreciate them. Thanks, Aaron, for being my engineer today. You guys in the engineering room did a great job. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And see you guys next week. You guys have a blessed week. And bye.